Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome back to Easy Mathematics. We thank God for another opportunity to bring to you a lesson in Basic 9. Also, we are looking at the strand number 2 and the substrand patterns and relation, which is algebra as the strand. But today we want to talk about or look at constructing a table of values for two linear relation or equation and draw a graph for the relation. Now, when we were in year 8, we were taught how to find the gradient of an equation and also the gradient of a line. Good. But in Basic 9, we are looking at how to draw a value, okay, complete a table of values. Now, in doing this, we are going to use the relations given, that is the equation given, then we use it to solve what has been given. So we are to construct a table of values for two linear equations. So there are two different sets. So the first example that we'll be looking at for today says copy and complete the table of values for the relations y1 is equal to negative x plus 5 and y2 is equal to 1 over 2x minus 3. So this is one relation and this is also another relation or equation of a linear equation, that is a line graph. Good. Now we are using this relation to complete this table. So the table is saying copy and what? And complete. So if we are writing, for exam's sake, we have to copy the table, then we complete it. Good. But here we want to do the calculations here, then we complete it in the table here because of the space we have here. Now, if we want to complete the table, now this represents the x values. So we use the x values to complete this relation. So let's take the y1 relation. The y1 has been given as negative x plus 5. So to complete the relation, all we need to do is to take the x value, then substitute in the equation given so that we can find the y1 for this. So we have the first one whereby x is negative 2. So we are going to replace the x is negative 2 in this equation. So y1 is equal to negative x and the x is negative 2, so plus 5. So this gives us y1 is equal to 2 plus 5, which is 7. So in solving for y for negative 2 is giving me 7. Now, if you redraw or you copy the table and you are completing it, the values that we are going to solve for should be circled. Okay? And this one, we were taught this one even when we were in Basic 7. How to find or how to draw tables of values when you are being given the rule of a map, whereby you use the x, the domain, to get the codomain. It's just the same thing. So let's complete the next one. So with the same relation, y1 is equal to negative x plus 5. So this time x is negative 1. So we are going to say y1 is equal to negative x plus 5. But remember that our x is already negative. So we have to write it there. So this gives you y1 is equal to 1 plus 5, which is 6. So we have it there. Then we circle it. Then again, y1 is equal to negative x plus 5. This time x is 0. So we have y1 is equal to negative 0 plus 5. y1 is equal to negative 0 plus 5, which gives you 5. So this is 5. We write it there. So we complete. We keep on doing it till we are done with the table. So y1 is equal to negative x. X is 1. So 1 plus 5. So we have this to be equal to 4. So this is 4, circle. Then we have y1 again is equal to minus x plus 5. So this time we are working for 2. So y1 is equal to negative 2 plus 5. y1 is equal to 3. We are good to go. So this is 3. Then automatically we can detect this as being 2. Looking at how the numbers keep on coming. Now being able to complete the y1, we also do same for the y2. Okay, so now the y2 is saying that we have y2 to be equal to half x minus 3. Now this time we are using this relation, but the same domain value or the same x values. So this time we are using this relation, but x is negative 3. So we are going to say y2 is equal to 1 over 2 minus 3 minus 3. So working out to give you y2 is equal to negative 3 over 2 minus 3. This becomes a fraction whereby we are supposed to solve for. So we have LCM to be 2. 2 will go here 1 times this will give you negative 3. Then we have this as over 1. Here will go here 2. 2, 3, 6. That gives you negative 9 over 2. So in terms of decimals, we have here to be negative 4.5. Then we circle it because we solved for it. Now this one has already been solved. So we go to the next one, which is the x value as negative 1. So we are saying that y2 is half x minus 3. But this time x is negative 1. So we will say y2 is equal to half times negative 1 minus 3. So multiplying this will also give you negative 1 over 2 minus 3, which is over 1. So we have to solve for it. LCM is 2. 2 go here 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Now 1 will go here 2. 2, 3, 6. So we have this as 7 over 2. That is negative 7 over 2. Now this negative 7 over 2 happens to be what? A fraction, which is improper. So we change it to decimal. So you have, that gives you negative 3.5. Then we circle it. Then we also solve for the rest. So y2 is equal to half minus 3. This time x is 0. So y2 is equal to this minus 0, 3. Any number times 0 is 0. So y2 is negative 3. So we have here as negative 3. Now we circle it. Then we go to the next one. This time 1 is x, or x is 1. So we have y2 is equal to half x minus 3. y2 is equal to half bracket of the x. X is 1 minus 3. So 1 over 2 minus 3. We solve for the unknown. So we have this as 2, 1, 6, which is giving you, let's work it properly. This is giving you 2, 1, then you have this as 6. So you are subtracting. So subtracting will give you negative 5 over 2. So negative 5 over 2 in terms of decimal will give you negative 2.5. Negative 2.5. Then we can detect the next one to be negative 2. So when we are constructing table of values for two linear relations, we just take it step by step. First, take the first given relation. Now the first given relation is used to complete that column, okay, or that row. So here x is equal to negative 2. So in place of x, we write negative 2, then you write then that gives you the table. So here we have been able to complete the table for the y1 and the y2. And this is done simply by substituting the x values in the given relation, and that will help you to get the table being completed. Now note that we are to do this in our answer booklet, or we are to do this for the examiner to see that, oh, we did it ourselves, but we did not look on our friend's work. And that will help you to get the scores. Now, the question is saying copy and complete. So you have to copy the table, then you complete it. But what I'm saying is that because of the space we don't have, we have to just complete without copying. Now, when it comes to exam purposes, we have to copy the table, then you complete. Now, when you are completing, all the numbers that you solve for or you determine them for, you are going to circle the numbers. And those are the numbers you solved for. Good. Now that we have been able to construct the table of values, we have been told to draw a graph for the relation. And that takes us to the graph board. Okay? Now, if we are to construct or graph this table, all we need is a scale. Now, if a scale is given, we go according to the scale of the table. Now, this question is saying that after you copying and completing the table, you are to use a scale of 2 centimeters to 1 unit. 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis. And now that we are in basic 9, we know the x-axis and we also know the y-axis. So it becomes something familiar to us. Continuing says that, and 2 centimeters to 2 units on the y-axis. On the y-axis. So it means that I should know what the 1 unit is and what the 2 units are. Now with the 1 unit, it simply means that there should be an interval of 1. So from 1 we go to 2, we go to 3, we go to 4. But with the 2 units, it means there should be an interval of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Now the 2 centimeters that you have been given, when you look on the graph or the graph book, you see a thick line, thin line, thick line. So from one tick to the other tick is 2 centimeters. So this is a thick line. The next thick line, there is a distance of what? 2 centimeters. That is the normal calculation that we know. So it says using a scale of 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to 2 units on the y-axis, draw 2 perpendicular axes OX and OY on graph sheet. So let us first draw the OX and the OY on the graph sheet. Good. Now you have been given a labeling to be done from X, and the X is -4 to 3. So we start from, on the x-axis, the negative side should end on -4, and the positive side should end on 3. So now, let's come to the graph and locate our point of intersection, or our y-axis. So looking at it carefully, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be my y-axis. So let's draw our line. So this is my y-axis. Then my horizontal being my x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So this becomes my x-axis. So the question is saying that on the x-axis, we should label 2 centimeters to 2 units, to 1 unit. So the intersection of the x and y is 0. So 2 centimeters to 2 units. From one thick line to the next thick line. From one thick line to the next thick line in that order. And that gives you 2 centimeters. So since it is 1 unit, then I know that the numbers here are positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He said up to. The question said from up to 3. So we can just end it there. Then when you continue the negative side to negative 4. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So on the x-axis, from 2 centimeters to 1 unit, that is what we have there. Then the y-axis is 2 centimeters to 2 units. That is the y-axis. So also 2 centimeters from one thick line to the next thick line, to the next thick, next thick, next thick, next thick line. So that one is 2 units. So we say this side are positive. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8, negative 10, negative 12. So we've been able to draw the 2 perpendicular axes OX and OY. Now being able to draw your perpendicular axis, we continue knowing what the question is demanding. Now the question says, sorry, on the same graph sheet, draw the graphs of the relation y1 and y2. We have to draw the relation that we were able to copy and complete the table. So you have to plot this point on the graph. Now, because the relations are 2, we have to complete one before we come to the other. So let us first take the y1. Now, in plotting, this is the x, this is the y. This is the x, this is the y, in that order. So let's take the first one, negative 3, 8. So on the x-axis, let's locate negative 3. On the x-axis, this is our negative 3. And on the y-axis, this is 8. So they meet here. So this is that point. So we can use an asterisk. The next one, negative 2, 7. So negative 2, 7. 7 is between 6 and 8. So here is 7. Also, we use an asterisk. Then negative 1, 6. Negative 1, 6. Here. Nicely. Then 0, 5. This is 0. 5 on the y. Between 4 and 6 gives you 5. Then 1 and 4. So 1, 4. 1 on the x, 4 on the y. They meet here. Then 2, 3. 2, 3. Here. Then 3, 2. 3, 2. Here. Now, after plotting this relation, because it is a line graph or it's a linear equation, we join all the points using a straight edge or a rule. So we join all the points to get a straight edge nicely. Good. So that is it. So this relation you can write here, which is y1 is equal to minus x plus 5. We don't need to write a point one after the other. We just write down the relation. So now after plotting this relation, we come to the other relation because the question is saying that draw the graph of the relation y1, y2. So we are done with y1. Let's do that for y2. But this time, we are going to take it x, y, and do the plotting. So negative 3, negative 4.5. negative 3, negative 4.5. So on the x-axis, this is negative 3. 4.5. Now the 4.5 is between 4 and 5. So we have to be very careful. So when you come here, this is 5. Now this is 4. 4.2. 4.4. 4.6. 4.8. Then 5. So 4.5 is between the 4.2 and the is between the 4.4 and the 4.6. So I have 3, 4, 4.2, 4.4, 4.6. So somewhere here is the point. So we have it there. Then the next one, negative 2, 4. So negative 2, 4. Yeah. The next one is negative 1, negative 3.5. Negative 1, negative 3.5. So this is 3, 3.2, 3.4, 3.5 is somewhere here. So we join. Then the next one, 0, negative 3. So 0, negative 3. Here. We have it nicely there. Then we have 1, negative 2.5. 1, negative 2.5. So 2, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. So 2.5 is here. Nicely. Then we have 2, negative 2. So 2, negative 2 here. Also meeting here. And the last one, 2, negative 1.5. So 2, negative 1.5. So this is 1. So 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.5 here. So after doing the plotting, sorry, it's 3. It's 3 here. So it's going to be 1.2, 1.4. So here. Good. So because it is also a line graph, we join the points. Good. So we've been able to do the plotting. Now we can see that they didn't meet. If they didn't meet, that doesn't mean we are wrong. No. It means we just follow the given relation to do the plotting. But there are some relations that after plotting, it will meet. And we will be looking at those ones. So if we were to use 2 centimeters to 2 units, also for the x-axis, then this is going to what? Is going to meet. But if you extend it, it's also going to give you that. So this is how we plot or we draw the graph for any given relation if we are being asked to draw the graph. And this is what we are doing in basic 9. Being able to complete a table of values for 2 linear relations at the same time, then we will be able to also draw it on the graph book or on a graph sheet. And we said to do this, we just use the given values to complete the table. We circle the one we solve for, then we are good to go. We plot it one after the other on the graph by knowing that the x-axis is being traced first, then that gives you the y-axis, then you quickly do it there. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll come again next week and we'll continue with the basic 8 lesson. See you next time. If you have any questions, you can drop it. If you have any contribution to we are also open to hear from you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.